What did you say about my son? Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new Saturday video. Hope your weekend is going really well. As you guys know, on Saturday I like to get a little bit more face-to-face time with you guys, do a little bit more vloggy and chit-chatty stuff with you guys. Hopefully you're enjoying that. If you are, let me know in the comments below. Let me know what kind of Saturday content you guys want to see, and I will try and do it for you. I was also thinking, like, now that it's November, I feel like we need to like mix up the background a little bit. Like, I want to make it like, I know it's not Christmas yet, but we are one of those people that is like, Christmas tree is up mid-November at the very latest, and so I kind of want to be doing that again. That's what I'm thinking, you guys. So let me know, should we kind of jazz up the background? I really am. Should we jazz up the background, make it a little bit Christmassy, maybe do some like DIY kind of things? I obviously need to print those pictures. Maybe we can include that in there. I don't know, just some suggestions. Let me know if you guys agree in the comment section. So today we're gonna be doing something. I basically, it's been a while since I've done a quiz or like a Q&A or like questions for you guys. So I was like, how can I kind of work that into the video and do some of those for you guys today? And something that I've actually had saved as a video to do for a really long time is what is called 50 questions you've never been asked. There's a Tumblr list. I'm gonna leave it in the description so that you guys can check it out and give it a go as well. Like, maybe answer some of those questions, maybe tweet me your answers to some of the questions, or leave some of the questions that kind of like you really wanted to answer in the comments below, and we can read through and chat through them, you guys. And I actually saw this first on a vlogger. It's just kind of a beauty vlogger, a beauty. It's like beauty, but with a V. She's a beauty vlogger called Gabriella, and I just find her vlogs, like, do you ever like have a channel that you watch because they just calm you? Like, they just calm your soul and just kind of soothe it and just give it a little stroke and be like, it's okay, Claire, it's okay. That's kind of how I find those vlogs. So I quite like to watch them and just be soothed and calmed. I feel like I'm quite low in this frame. Do I need to bump up a little bit? That's as high as my chair goes, you guys. I can't get any higher. Maybe if I sit on this pillow like this, I feel really high now. I feel too high. So guys, we've obviously got 50 questions to get through. So we're gonna just kick straight off and start answering some questions for you guys. So there's a real mixture here. There's some really like questions that I've never even thought about answering in my own head. So there you go. You'll learn a lot about me today is basically what I'm saying to you guys. So what is your favorite candle scent? Okay, that one's easy. No, kind of easy. I love the smell of cinnamon. So like at Christmas time when you get like these cinnamon coffees and like spiced wine and just those kind of nutmeggy cinnamon smells, I love. But if I was buying a candle, I'm probably gonna go vanilla just because I love the smell of vanilla, even though the smell of it makes me want to eat food. It's like a smell that makes me want to eat. I don't know why, it just does. What female celebrity do you wish was your sister? That's really hard. I feel like I don't follow celebrity culture as much as I should do. So when it comes to stuff like this, I do find it kind of hard to like be like, oh, it's gonna be this one. I actually follow Molly King on Instagram. She was in a band in the UK basically, and she wears the most amazing clothes. I think she's on like Dancing or Ice or something at the moment. If she was my sister, I would get all of her hand-me-down clothes, which would be really good. So I'm gonna say Molly King. What male celebrity do you wish was your brother? Okay, it's just gonna have to be someone funny, because if it's your brother, you're not going for like the hottest person you can imagine. You want someone who's funny and that you're not attracted to in any way, shape or form. So this kind of does break those rules a little bit, but then it doesn't because he's in a happy relationship and he's got a baby, so you know, it's fine. I think Ryan Reynolds is hilarious. And I think if he was my brother, he would make me laugh all the time. So I'm gonna say Ryan Reynolds. How old do you think you will be when you get married? Okay, this one's kind of hard. I'm 28. I was 28 recently. That sounds like so old. And in my head, I definitely like expected to be married before I'm 30. I want kids in the future, and I want kids like before I'm 35. I have these little blocks of when things need to fit in, and this block is running out of space. Like, if this is the block of marriage age, we're here, guys. It's a very it's like a thimble size now. So I would say probably within the next 2 years. That's really soon. I'd have to get engaged now to plan for that. Ali, if you're watching this, we don't have much time. Do you know a hoarder? I legit don't think I know a hoarder. I hoard a little bit. I don't hoard as in like, you know, those filthy apartments that are just full of stuff. I hoard as in, I feel mean to things when I throw them away. If I have something that in my head is cute, even if I have no need for it and I don't need it, I can't throw it away. I feel cruel to throw it away. This rubber is really tiny, that's cute. This spoon is way too small to eat with, but how freaking cute is it? I can't throw that away. Can you do a split? So in the UK, we call them the splits. And guys, we've spoken before about how unflexible I am, so no, I cannot do the splits. I also can't touch my toes. You know, like if you stand like up straight and your legs are straight and then you try and bend over and touch your toes, I can't do that, and I think it's because my legs are a lot longer than my torso. So I'm just not very flexible, you guys. I'm not very flexible. How old were you when you learned how to ride a bike? So I actually remember the day my parents took me to go and learn to ride a bike in like a basketball court at a park near to us and riding around there in stabilizers. And then my dad taking the stabilizers off and being like, whoa. I don't know how old I was. I would say I was probably like about 6 or 7? I don't know. I feel like I was riding a bike fairly young. I don't know if that's young. So I don't remember how old I was, but I remember doing it. How many oceans have you swum in? What kind of a question is that? How am I meant to remember that? I've swum in the English Channel. I've swum in the North Sea, the Atlantic Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, the Mediterranean Ocean. Is that an ocean? Maybe 5? I'm gonna say 5. The Irish Sea. I don't know if the Irish Sea is real, actually. I think that's just the Atlantic Ocean, isn't it? How many countries have you been to? Okay, England, Scotland, Wales, Ireland, America, Iceland, Sweden, Denmark. No, I've never been to Sweden, that's a lie. But I have been to Sweden. Spain, Italy, France. Is this 11? Oh, I've lost count. Turkey, Portugal. I think 13. I think 13. Although we're going to Dubai later this month for the Dubai GamerCon. So that would bring it to 14. There you go. That's not a weird hand at all. Is anyone in your family in the army? No, not right now. I did have a cousin that was in the army during the Iraq War, so it was pretty scary, obviously, but they are no longer in the army. Okay, so the next two are what would you name your daughter if you had one, and what would you name your son if you had one? I've said this before, but Ali and I aren't telling people our baby names. We have baby names, and I've never named any of my Sims characters our baby names because they are like separate and they're ours and they're secret. You don't tell people your baby names, guys, basically. If you tell people your baby names and then they use them, then they've used up your baby name, and then either you still your name your baby that, but the whole time you're like, well, they stole my baby name, or you don't, and then you've lost your baby name. So don't tell people your baby names. Tell them once your baby is born. Also, that way they can't have an opinion on them and be like, oh, I don't like that name. They can't say it if your son's there, like in front of them, and he's called like, I don't know, Silver Sky Dancer, and they can't be like, well, I don't like the name Silver Sky Dancer, because you'd be like, what did you say about my son? What's the worst grade you've got on a test? So I was kind of a little bit geeky in school. I would tend to get like A stars, A's and B's, but I've definitely managed to get an E before, probably in physics, because I found physics hard. Then I got an A in physics at GCSE, so pull through, you guys. What was your favorite TV show as a child? So when I was a teenager, I used to watch like a lot of Friends and stuff when I got home from school. I remember watching Skins a lot when that first came out. That was like the thing that everybody would talk about the next day at school. Like, did you watch Skins? And then before that, I can remember watching like a lot of Recess, a lot of Hey Arnold, a lot of Pokemon, just basically a lot of TV, really. What did you dress up as for Halloween when you were 8? Fam, are you kidding? I can't remember what I dressed up as at Halloween for 3 years ago. Probably a witch or a cat. They were like my go-to as a kid. Me and my mum were just talking about this last night because she used to make them out of bin bags for us. Oh, but yeah, we used to have like bin bag outfits basically. It was still cool. We still got like sweeties, so it's fine. Have you read any of the Harry Potter, Hunger Games, or Twilight series? But I've read them all. I've literally read them all, and I think I've watched every single movie from them all as well. I do like that kind of like easy to read sort of teen romance fiction, not gonna lie to you. Makes me very happy to read. Would you rather have an American accent or a British accent? So obviously I have a British accent already. If I had to choose between the two, I'm actually quite a fan of like Southern American accents, so like that Southern drawl. I think that sounds really cool, but that's probably from watching True Blood. I would actually choose that Ali's accent is a little bit more of a well-spoken Southern accent. And to my eyes, that sounds, to my ears, that sounds better than mine. So I would probably choose a more proper sounding British accent than my own, which is Yorkshire like this. Did your mother go to college? I think my mum was actually pretty good at school, but my mum's family would go back to Ireland over the summer every year, and they'd go for like, I swear, like 3 months. And my mum would always come back after they'd done all the tests. So she always missed out on the tests and never got good grades because she was like in Ireland. So I kind of feel like my mum got kind of, you know, she got screwed over a little bit there, but she didn't go to college. Neither of my parents went to college, but they still did pretty good. Are your grandparents still married? So I actually don't have either of my granddads anymore. I never met my granddad on my dad's side, and my granddad on my mum's side died, I think in 97, so I was only like 8 years old. So yeah, they are technically still married, I guess, but I just don't have granddads anymore. Have you ever taken a karate lesson? Yes, I have. I did karate with my brother and my cousin Jenny. When I was in like high school, I did it for like years. I think I got to like, I can't remember what belt I got to. I want to say like green and yellow or something. But me and my cousin would get really giggly, like really giggly. And we ended up leaving because we just got told off too much because we'd start like giggling and falling into giggle fits and disrespecting the law of karate. Do you know who Kermit the Frog is? Everybody knows who Kermit the Frog is. Come on. What's the first amusement park you've been to? So the nearest one to me growing up was a place called Flamingo Land. It had flamingos and roller coasters and all kinds of other animals, and it was pretty awesome. I don't even know if it still exists. There's another one in the UK called the Alton Towers, which is really good as well. It's not called the Alton Towers, it's just called Alton Towers. I don't know why I added that bit on. But in the year 2000, right after I finished my stats, my brother finished his like year 3 exams or something, we went to Disney World in Orlando, and nothing has ever compared to that since. What language besides your native language would you like to be fluent in? This is a tough one because I actually tried to speak Spanish. I did like a Spanish foundation course just as like an evening course while I was at uni because I really wanted to just learn a language. But Spanish is hard because they speak so fast. Although I really wanted to speak it, I'm not amazing at languages. If I had to just like click my fingers and I would instantly know one, I would actually pick one that's very difficult for like English people to learn. So something like Japanese or Korean. Also because I don't so much now, but I used to watch like a lot of Korean and Japanese like anime or TV shows, and I like love the way their language sounds. It just sounds so nice, and especially when the girls talk, it sounds so cute. So I'm like, I always will watch stuff with subtitles rather than dubbed, like with English voices, because I just want to hear these beautiful, gorgeous voices. So being able to be like, you know, like konnichiwa and like speaking in like Japanese would be really, really cool. Also, we had Chinese exchange students in their school, and they taught me how to say ni hao ma and shishi fa, thank you. If I've got that wrong, I'm really sorry to any Chinese speaking listeners. Do you spell the color as grey or grey? Grey with an E. I think that is how I would spell it. Is your father bald? No, my dad isn't bald. I guess he's lost a bit of his hair with age, but he's still got his hair. He did have black hair up until a couple of years ago, and it started to go a little bit silver. And I was actually born with loads of black hair as well, so obviously get my hair from my dad. That was question 25, by the way, so we are halfway through. If you're still here in this video, thank you guys for sticking along to the halfway point. Do you know any triplets? I don't, however, this is a really weird coincidence. We watched the episode of Friends today where Phoebe finds out she is having triplets. So, you know, small world, weird world, weird world. Do you prefer Titanic or The Notebook? Oh, I do like both films, but I cry hysterically at both films. If I never see Titanic as long as I live, ever again, I will just be happy with that, because you know when it's a situation like The Notebook, I don't want to spoil the twist of The Notebook, but The Notebook's sad, but like it's no one's fault. It just kind of happens. And then Titanic is like, it's caused by incompetence, and people didn't need to die. And like when the rich people were getting in the boats and being like, no one else is coming in, and like sailing away when there's room for like a class of 30 kids. Like I get really, really like angry, upset. So I never want to see a Titanic again. So for that reason, I'm saying The Notebook. If you ever have Indian food, like if you live in the UK, you will have had her curry. We're pretty big on our curries in the UK. I think it's because the UK is very multicultural, in particular from areas like India and Pakistan. So we have like a lot of curry houses, a lot of really, really good curries. There's a certain place in the UK where you can get a really good curry. Ali and I actually got an amazing curry in Reading recently that was like the nicest curry I've ever had. So we've definitely had Indian food. What is the name of your favorite restaurant? I don't know. I don't have a favorite restaurant. I just have I just like going to restaurants and trying new stuff in restaurants. However, this is really boring and it's not my favorite restaurant, but I'm loving Pizza Express at the moment because they just brought out a vegan pizza and it tastes amazing. Have you ever been to Olive Garden? No, I think that's an American thing. I've never seen them in the UK. That and Taco Bell. Never had a Taco Bell. Do you belong to any warehouses like Costco or anything? We have Costco's in the UK. My parents were, I think my parents are still members because they had the pizza that's like this big. Like you could go right into battle on this pizza and it was like 99p. Or it might even have been like 79. I don't know, it was cheap. It was really cheap and it tasted amazing. And I ate a lot of those as a kid. What would your parents have named you if you were the opposite gender? I think my parents would have probably named me after my grandparents. So it would have been probably Joseph Patrick or JP. If you have a nickname, what is it? So my middle name is Siobhan, and that's what my mum wanted to call me as my first name. So she calls me Siobhan a lot, or she calls me Shivy, like Siobhan Shivy. So I guess I get called Shivy a little bit. I'm Clare Calorie. So I always wanted Cece to catch on, like, oh, it's Cece. But it never did, never caught on, you guys. And now I guess I'm known as like Clare Siobhan because it's my YouTube channel, so there you go. My hair has got progressively wilder. Who is your favorite person in the world? Well, obviously my favorite person in the world is Ali. However, your mum's always like your favorite person as well. I have a lot of favorite people, like my dad and my brother. But I'm gonna say Ali because he's like your partner is like your teammate. They're like your partner in crime in life. So it's Ali. If I was picking anybody to rob a bank with me, I would pick Ali every time. Especially because he's a lot faster than me. So I can maybe be the getaway driver. He can run in, get the money, run out, and then again means I get to drive his R8. Boom, there we go, it's Ali. Would you rather live in a rural area or in the suburbs? What's that? They know. It's difficult because if this is London, we live on like the outskirts of London, but it's not in the suburbs because it's nowhere near as built up as that. And we're actually moving somewhere even more rural because we like the country lifestyle and we like dog walks and trees and that kind of thing. So I would say definitely rural. Rural for us. We like to hear a cow every now and again, and we want to see a fox in our garden, and I want the birds to fly in and wash my face with a flannel, put a little outfit on me for the day, and then I'm done. I want to be Cinderella, really. Can you whistle? So not very well outwards, but I can inwards. So I'm an inward whistler. But that's like you run out of steam because you're like... So what Evie has been like, I am so confused about what's going on right now. Do you sleep with a nightlight? So I'm actually afraid of the dark. And if Ali's not here, I do keep the bathroom light on so I can have some light in the room. But Ali is like literally black out the blinds, hide, all electric, little tiny little light, get rid of it. And he puts an eye mask on as well. He is like full on blackout. Like he doesn't want to be seeing a single ray of light at all. So our room has to be pitch black, but I'm fine if I'm with him. However, when he's not here, it's like phone charger, bathroom light, let's just leave the blind open. I don't like the dark. Do you eat breakfast every morning? Okay, so people hate it when you say this, but I don't eat breakfast. I just have a coffee in the morning. I find that if I eat breakfast, so say if I got up in the morning and I ate breakfast at 8 a.m, by like 10, 11 a.m, I am like so hungry it hurts and I can't focus on anything. But if I just have like a coffee, I'm fine. Like I don't feel hunger, I don't feel weak, I just feel fine. And then it'll get to like 12, 1 p.m. lunchtime and I just eat. And that's the first time I'll eat in the day. And people are always like, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And I'm kind of like, that just sounds like marketing language. Like it sounds like something Kellogg's put out there and everyone now is like, I must have breakfast. For me, I feel better if I don't eat breakfast. Like I feel like I focus more, I don't get hungry as early, and I just have my coffee and get on with my first half of the day, record my first video, and then I break off for lunch and we sit and have a bit of a longer lunch together, and then we go back to working and then we have din-dins. Do you take any pills or medication daily? I do. I take biotin every day because it's meant to be good for your hair and your skin and your nails, and I take vitamin B12 every day as well. What medical conditions do you have? Jeez, this quiz is asking a little bit much. How many times have you been to hospital? Oh my gosh, so I broke my wrist when I was a kid. I went to hospital for that. I broke my coccyx when I was a kid, was a teenager, which is like the last bone in your spine, so I went to hospital for that. I broke my nose really badly as a kid. and then got it corrected in terms of being able to breathe when I was an adult. And then I got another operation for it just to try and, because it got really bent when I broke it. But because I'd had the previous operation to help me breathe, the guy that did the correction of the shape, he was like, yeah, you've got no cartilage in your nose anymore. The break has just ruined your cartilage. So I'm like, I'm gonna be Michael Jackson in 10 years time, great. And then last year I had to go into hospital because I got an ear infection, but the pressure in my ear like built up until I was on the floor like screaming. It was awful. So that's 5. And then I've been into hospital to like visit people as well. But I think for me personally, I think it's 5 times. 5 times. Have you ever seen Finding Nemo? Of course I've seen Finding Nemo. I love that film. I love all Pixar films so much. Where do you buy your jeans? So I actually like Topshop jeans quite a lot. I think they're called, is it Joni? They're like the high-waisted, super skinny jeans I like a lot. And then the rest of them, I get advertised like random sites on Facebook, like Rome, R-O-W-M-E. And I'll buy my jeans from like places that get recommended to me randomly, because they're usually like $7. What's the last compliment you got? I actually remember this. This was when I woke up yesterday. Before I put any makeup on, Ali said, you look really beautiful today. And I'm like, my hair was like all greasy and I was like, no makeup on, just in my dressing gown. And Ali was like, you look really beautiful today. And I'm like crying on the inside, like, oh, you're sweet and wonderful for you. Do you usually remember your dreams in the morning? Yes, I am one of those annoying people that always remembers their dreams and is always like, Ali, let me tell you about the dream I had last night. And he's just like, yay. What flavour tea do you enjoy? I'm not a big tea fan. I sometimes like a berry tea, but I'm on that coffee hype. And I put agave syrup in my coffee as well for that little sweet kick. Probably why I don't eat breakfast in the morning, because I'm like high on syrup. How many pairs of shoes do you currently own? Oh my gosh, I don't know the exact number, but I would say it's around 10. And that includes like wellies, trainers, flip-flops. Actually, maybe if you include flip-flops, it's a little bit more. I'd definitely say it's like 15-ish. It's not like 100 pairs. I don't really have that many shoes. I would like more shoes. If you want to give me some shoes, then that's great. What religion will you raise your children to practice? So this is a bridge we'll have to cross when we get to it, because Ali is Christian. Like Church of England Christian is Ali's family. My family is originally Catholic because they're from Ireland. I don't have a religion. I don't have a religious preference at all. I'm not saying that I don't believe that something might exist, but I don't have a religion. I don't know, it's a conversation for Ali and I to have, how we decide to raise our kids. Either way, I'd want them to know and understand all religions, and then if they want to choose one, maybe they can make their minds up for themselves when they're old enough. I think that's a fairer way to do it. How old were you when you found out that Santa wasn't real? I was actually really young. I would say it was about the bike riding age, like 6-7 years old, maybe even younger, maybe 5 or 6. And I found out because I went into my parents' wardrobe for like, I liked looking at my mum's wardrobe because she'd always have like boots over there and like jewelry to look at and that kind of thing. And I found like this big Lego box in there, but it wasn't like little Lego. It was like the big blocks that you give like a 2-year-old. Like it was big old Lego. Then on Christmas Day, I saw my little brother unwrap that box, and inside was the Lego. So I kind of knew at that point that Lego had been in my parents' wardrobe. So I was actually really young when I found out about Santa, but I didn't tell my brother until he found out a lot later. So I kept the secret, you guys. And then this is the very last one, and it's actually weirdly fitting because I've been thinking about this recently. So the last question is, why do you have a Tumblr? And I'm actually thinking of setting up a Tumblr for sharing my Sims CC and like just pictures of my Sims, so you guys can get the custom content I'm using and just kind of follow it. And I just basically want to have all my Sim custom content in one place. I can't upload it anywhere for you guys. I know you guys asked, but I can't do that. The creators don't want me to do that. So I was thinking of sharing it on a Tumblr instead. If you guys like this idea, please let me know in the comments below. So if you got to the end of this video, oh my gosh, thank you, I love you. You've stuck through my random weird rambling for probably quite a long time. Thank you guys so much. I also wanted to get your opinion on something if you stuck around to the end. Like if you're a true watcher, I want to get your opinion on something. The video I actually wanted to record tonight was a video talking about bullying. It's a video I've been wanting to make for about 2 years, and I've always kind of chickened out of making it because I want to make sure I get it right. But it's something that's plays in my mind a lot, and something I really want to kind of discuss and talk about. And I know that it affects a lot of people that watch my videos, and it's something that I care deeply about. I want to do it right, and I don't want to come across in this kind of self-righteous way, thinking I know all the answers. So I kind of get scared of talking about it and making a video every time. but it's something that's very close to my heart. And if you guys want me to kind of persevere and make that video, then let me know in the comments below. But thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found those questions interesting. Don't forget, I'm going to leave a link to this list in the description, so if you guys want to give this a go as well. If you do, please let me know. I know you meant to answer all these questions on Tumblr, so maybe if you've got a Tumblr, you can link me to your answers. And guys, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye!